Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classics, Less Known Classics. This episode number 2023, Doubleshot number 8/1917. Now, this one discussing some issues of the Terrifics, along with their annual, along with the final trade of the Silencer. Yep. Okay, because I was going to get this trade, but then next day I was going to get it, and it just became like one copy. Yeah, apparently the trade, the collected issues, it is like an impossible thing to find. So I say, screw it, do it this way. Yep. Well, first I will talk about the annual, which the annual is brought up in the main series. The annual is called Night of the Plastic Man. Yeah, we have a bunch of Plastic Men. Now we have a brand new writer in the book. One of the writers of this book, Gene Yang, he takes over as the main writer of the book, started regularly with issue 15 and stays the final issue of the series. The first story in the annual is called Masquerade. Until finding out what this jelly is, and it goes out of control, becomes copies of Plastic Man. And then we see this, we see Phantom Girl, look like she's wearing a costume. Yeah, Phantom Girl looks like she's Phantom the Opera. Because it's Halloween, so why not? Yeah, and also the artist has his finish when he gives Mr. Terrific. Yeah, let's give Mr. Terrific, Michael. Let's show us his abs. Because show the fact his outfit's skin tight. I gotta be Halloween, the costume enough. Yeah, and of course, it's usually to Dr. Attitude. And of course, P.R. Parker's like, wait, is she the reason I feel like a weirdo? She'd be networking with your peers, Phantom Girl. Networking, oh, you're so funny. Yeah, but that's not Paula. Nope. Yeah, and of course we have this crazy Monster Man attack, this Plastic Man attack. It becomes version of Plastic Man. It's just so hilarious. It's a great Halloween story, and of course, basically Simon's told to fix it. Oh, his my attachment, of course, so with the Terrific, the T-Spears. Everyone looks like they're infected by it, but yeah, it's a good story. Yeah. And of course, talk about his son. Of course, then we do Origin of Species, where you have Rex getting kissed from his girl goodbye. This is Origin of Species is done by Mark Russell, and this is basically the best thing about this story. It's Java's backstory. That's pretty much what this issue is. The story is, yeah, it's just basically Origin of Species is just Java's backstory. Where, yeah, we know he was a caveman. Looks like he had a girl back then. He basically goes like a hunter. Yeah, then he got lost. He got frozen into the modern day. Apparently, he still keeps necklace. And he's told by Stag, Hedrick's been successfully stealing money from me for months. Go congratulate him, Jabba. I'm so sorry, I'll leave it once. The door for people who quit. You're going out the window. And he pulls out some seashells, puts them away. I think this is, it's Jabba, basically. This. And we see his clothes covered with blood. Next story is all about Tom Strong. Yep, a Tom Strong story in DC Universe. This was done by James Amos. Great writer. The guy actually wrote All New Humans. It's actually a really good adventure story for him. Like, if you read Tom Strong's book, this basically feels like something he would basically be in. Yep. And it's like the beginning. And now we cut to issue 15. The start officially of Gene Young's run. Yeah, then we start out basically with, we have Michael Holt and Paula Holt on a date. There's a bit of a flashback of.
You're scanning.
Okay. Alright. Of course, they have fun, and of course, they're attacked by T-Spears. Well, actually, T-Spears inform, like, oh crap. All because a freaking giant snake shows up. Yes, a snake. And there's like this weird person. And then we cut next day. You get no morning. How about straight to the Suicide Woman? Yeah, and of course, Holt's like, we gotta talk. Last night, not now, Holt. We're about to run our most important demonstration to the public. Demonstration of decade, probably across the entire campus is going haywire. What exactly are you demonstrating? I hope you remember the contract we signed after the Halloween incident. Simon's like, the contract your lawyers coerced my lawyers and signed, you mean? Oh, don't worry. None of this technology is derived from your precious T-Spears. Because if we're ownership of Terrific Tech will revert back to me. Yes, whatever, if you excuse me. Yeah, so apparently the annual the opening story is not something to ignore. It's mentioned here, but it's not exactly brought up very much. Like, because of the thing, like, okay, so anything involving his T-Spears, yeah, you can't use those if you use anything based on his T-Spears. He gets his company back. Yep. We do a demonstration of like hologram stuff. And of course, Rex has been shut out by freaking terrorists. And of course, you have Rex basically stepping in to protect the general. And you have this funny scene of Plastic Man trying to listen to the conversation between Michael Holt and Paula. Just so funny. And they talk basically, like, a lot of the issues here basically is in flirting, and they talk about each other's counterparts very much. And like either he's not, and of course he does admit to her later on that she's not his Paula, but she is Paula. And they kind of basically form a romantic relationship from there. Yeah, and the thing with Power Girl and not Power Girl, Phantom Girl and Plastic Man, despite the fact you think, oh, they're going to be a couple, not really. I think that Phantom Girl probably sees Plastic as sort of like a friend and like a big brother, probably not in a romantic sense. And of course, about aliens, and of course, here comes Miss Terrific. And I'll talk about fighting a god. Yep. Fighting a god. Yeah, that's pretty much what they do here in these issues. Just fight a god. I believe this one's named Felix. And his herald. Yep. Yep, and of course they get the special psi armors created by some aliens to fight off other people. It's just a really fun story here. Simon gets messed up with some stuff with Rex. Yeah. Now we have Simon becoming King Stag. And they kind of explain how this happens with the very next issue. And I love this time. Why? Why isn't the windshield? Because there's a freaking T car. It's so funny. Yeah, look. Why isn't the windshield? That is funny. At least you can't deny the fact there's humor in this book. Yeah. Yeah, and they do explain how the heck this happened. The whole King Sag thing. Great action-packed story this is. This quick four-parter. Yep. And then it's wrapped up with issue 18. Apparently it's a year of the villain tie-in. Yes, the offer. Yes. The only issue of this whole series tied into that. Yep. Oh, by the way, Luke O'Brien, who is Plastic Man, so becomes an intern at Stag Industries. Yep. And of course, like, saying I love you and... Yep. Plastic Man just absorbs like a tiny bit of himself back in himself. And of course, basically, like... And of course, then we have sort of like falling apart a relationship between... Seems like that they, it's like a bit of misunderstanding between Paula and Mr. Terrific. And then we see a Brainiac drone go to Earth 29, where it makes an offer to, of all people, Bizarro. Yes. It's Lex Luthor doing an offer to Bizarro. This was about a few years ago. Yeah. The offer stuff is really good. I like it. Yeah, in case you're curious, though, is there any more issues of the series dedicated to... this is the only issue that basically had tie-ins there. Because the rest of the series is all about the Tomorrow War, which they kind of wrapped up with our next trade here. Yep. But these issues overall, the annual I thought was really good. The main story I thought was really good here. Just good, really good quick story. Yeah, I just don't know why the trade is so difficult to find for this one. I'm going to give this whole story, the main story, Gift of the Gods, a 9.5 out of 10. The annual, I'll give that a 10 because that was pure fun. Alright, next up we have The Silencer, Volume 3, which is called Up in Smoke. This contains the final 6 issues of this series. Yep. And yeah, we mostly have some good new artwork here. Mostly here is done by V. Ken Marin, who also is the cover with Salvatore, who's the inker. Alpha Perino. Yep. Now, most of these issues, mostly we just kind of explore a little bit of Silencer's, like, her history, or a little bit of her childhood. Kind of feels like a regular mission of hers, because she's back basically in practice, working with Talia again. It's her back being an assassin. Yep, that's mostly what it is. And then we have her basically, like, supposedly, and we have her fall in the Lazarus pit, coming out, like, perfectly fine. Or she got become brainwashed by Talia. Yep. And, by the way, her family here, her family that she made, or basically she had, they're there, except they're just basically there as a side thing. They're not basically interacting with her very much. And apparently her family is like under like some kind of dome, whatever. You have Silencer killing people again. Kind of weird stuff with this one. For these other people. And then Silencer might go something like, don't make a sound. Tell him to get out, and of course, basically battles the crazy woman. And then apparently in the final issue of the series, where like they pack up their house they have, and you might think that you're with me besides Talia. Well, with new home, and of course does a one job, and she keeps up with frickin' Deathstroke of all people in the final issue. Yes, for one last mission. It just basically says basically she's getting out again, she's retiring, and basically she has to look like her house is basically like getting packed up here. And of course, door opens, and that's it. Yeah, and that's pretty much no way how they're up with the series. It's a weird conclusion. Okay story arc per se, but in case you're curious though, does Silencer return after this? Yes, in a cameo in another book. Yeah, she appears in... Come on, seriously? Yeah, it's my headset. Okay, stay there. Thank you. Alright, in the case of the Silencer herself, does she actually return after this book wraps up? Yes, she does. Let's say it takes place between, oh yeah, because the term agenda, because this kind of is a prelude to that storyline, this issue is. But in the case of what happens with her afterwards, well, she makes some appearances after the series wraps up. Yeah, after the series wraps up, she pops up in a couple issues of Wonder Woman. The annual, which I don't think was ever collected. Actually, I talked about that last trade. Basically, she appeared in 2 issues of Wonder Woman. She appeared in 1 issue, Wonder Woman 53, Wonder Woman 50, Superman Villains, Nightwing 48-49, appeared in the One Generation Shattered, Action Comics 1000, and Event Leviathan, and that's it. Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. Like, right after basically the book wrapped up, it's like her next appearance was in Event Leviathan. Yep. That's where she next appeared. And then she popped up in Wonder Woman Volume 583. Basically, and then she appeared in Wonder Woman 750. And like I said, she popped up in like a few issues here and there. 2 issues of Nightwing. Were they flashbacks? That was a 2-part guest star appearance under Ben Percy. Yeah, for some reason she appeared in this book despite having her own book. Yeah, I don't really know why. Probably just advertised book. The book was by Ben Percy. I'm not sure why he would guest star here. But if you're probably asking, what was her most recent appearance date? Was probably Generation Shattered, maybe? That came out like last year. That was probably her most recent appearance in that one shot. Yeah, I believe so. So that one shot was the most recent appearance date. So she's appeared sporadically since the book ended. So at least she's still somewhat active. Yep. But yeah, it's kind of a weak way to end the series. Yeah, after having a good start for the first 12 issues, and then you have this for the final 6 issues. Yeah, it's a bit of a weak conclusion. It's pretty much disappointment per se. Yeah, so it's like, oh, she's out of this, then she's back in, and then she's like doing odd jobs for the final story arc, and that's it. Yep. And I see Deathstroke pop up in the book. Oddly enough, throughout this entire run, the only character who's popped up in the run who was not part of her cast, the only familiar characters were Talia Batman and Deathstroke. And that's it. These are the only characters. Deathstroke appeared in 2 issues of this whole series. Batman appeared in the freaking annual. Yeah. That's pretty much all he appeared, just as 1 annual. That was it. That's the only appearance he made in the entire series. Yeah, but yeah, that's another series wrapped up when it comes to the New Age Hero line. So, with that wrapped up, I've also done Hawkman. That's actually the 3rd one, because I wrapped up Damage. So, you're like, okay, what's left? Oh yeah, I've done Damage, Hawkman, this series, and the Immortal Man. I've done 4 series review now for New Age Heroes. What's left? Terrific, got 1 trade left. So also got to do Sideways, The Unexpected, Curse the Brimstone, and that's it. Yeah, basically I'm like halfway through the line right now of books. So yeah, that's pretty much it, particular review. Stay tuned later on today for my review for Bleach. That'll be the next one I'll do later on today, along with probably the first one I'll probably make it home. Later on will probably be Kamen Rider. And then Comic Corner, then Bleach. Okay, next video. Bye.